Okay, picture this. You're looking at, say, a $41 burrito bowl on DoorDash. But instead of just, hitting pay, you see an option. 4 payments, $10.40 each, over 6 weeks.
Sounds easy, right? Almost too easy, maybe.
Exactly. And that right there is the world of buy now, pay later, BNPL. It's kind of everywhere now.
It really is. It's just exploded, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And it's selling itself as this, fresh alternative to the old credit card model.
Which leads us to the big question for this deep dive. Is BNPL actually going to, kill the credit card?
Or is it just sort of morphing into a new type of credit itself?
Yeah. So today we're going to dig into how it all works, why it's growing like crazy, and what it really means for you, for your wallet.
Sounds good. Where should I know a basic?
Let's do it. The blueprint. How does this BNPL thing actually function? And crucially, how does it make money?
Okay, well, its roots aren't that deep, relatively speaking. Think Afterpay. Starting in Australia, maybe 2014, it was initially just to help a jewelry store sell more.
Huh, okay. So small beginnings.
Right. And the core idea was that pay in 4 thing you mentioned. 0 interest, usually 4 payments, spread over about 6 weeks.
So the BNPL company pays the store up front.
Exactly. They approve you, pay the retailer the full amount minus their cut, and then you owe the BNPL provider, not the store.
Okay, right. But if it's 0 interest for me, the buyer, someone's got to be paying. How are these BNPL companies making bank? It can't just be late fees, can it?
Well, that's the really clever or maybe surprising part. Most of the money, often over 90% for some of these guys.
Yeah.
It comes from the merchant, the store you're buying from.
It's out. Really? How much?
They can charge retailers maybe up to 5% of the transaction value, sometimes even more.
Wow. So it's less a consumer loan product and more like a sales tool for the stores.
You've got it. That's a key insight. It helps merchants boost sales, increase basket sizes. The consumer side, the 0 interest part, that's the hook.
Though you still need to pay on time, right? There are costs if you slip up.
Oh, definitely. While the main pitch is 0 interest, many do charge late fees if you miss a payment deadline. So it's not entirely free money if you're not careful.
Okay, that makes sense. So that's the basic model that got it started. But it feels like it's moved way beyond just, paying for clothes online in 4 installments.
Absolutely. It started there, but it's diversifying.
Yeah.
Fast.
How so?
Well, some lenders, Affirm's a big example, they now offer much longer-term loans. And interestingly, about 80% of their business actually does carry interest.
Okay. So not always 0 interest then.
Nope. And even Afterpay, the Pay in 4 pioneer, they now have pay monthly options too for bigger ticket items, usually with simple interest attached.
And it's not just online anymore, is it? I've heard about physical cards.
That's the next huge push. Physical BNPL cards you can use in actual stores. Some analysts think that could double the whole market.
Double it. Wow. The growth already seems massive. What are the numbers like?
It's pretty staggering. In the U.S., the amount people spent using BNPL multiplied something like 20 times just since 2019. 20 times.
That's incredible. And it's not just for that, $150 pair of sneakers anymore.
Not at all. It started maybe in that $100, $200 e-commerce zone, but now people are using it for much smaller things, everyday things.
Like what?
Groceries. There was a LendingTree survey, I think, that found about 25% of BNPL users bought groceries with it last year. That's up quite a bit from maybe 14% the year before.
Groceries on a payment plan.
Yeah. And Klarna, another big player, they even have an exclusive deal now with Walmart through something called OnePay.
So BNPL is really embedding itself into daily life, from big buys to burrito bowls and bananas.
Pretty much. Which, brings us to the other side of the coin.
Right. This rapid growth, this integration.
Yeah.
We must raise some flags, yeah. The risks, the rules, the whole future of it.
Exactly. It's definitely a double-edged sword we need to look at. Consumer vulnerability, regulation, it's all heating up.
Okay, let's talk about that. What are the big concerns, especially for consumers?
Well, the CFPB, that's the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, they put out a study, I think it was early 2025.
What did it find?
It found that more than 2/3, over 66% of BNPL loans went to borrowers who already had lower credit scores.
Okay. So what's the worry there?
The question it raises is, does BNPL make things seem more affordable than they really are? Does it encourage people, especially those already struggling, to take on debt they maybe can't handle?
That makes sense. And are people actually struggling to pay it back?
Well, that LendingTree survey, again, it found 41% of BNPL users said they'd paid late in the past year. And that number was up from 34% the year before that. So it seems to be trending up.
41% paid late. That's quite high.
It is. Now, the providers, they push back sometimes. Afterpay, for instance, says they cut people off if they miss even one payment, and they argue their customers are generally creditworthy. But the numbers are raising eyebrows.
And the regulators are noticing.
Definitely. The CFPB, back in 2024, they issued what's called an interpretive rule, basically saying, hey, BNPL providers, you should be treated more like credit card companies under the law.
So, subject to the same rules.
That was the idea. Things like dispute rights, fee disclosures, the standard credit card protections. Enforcement got paused, but the signal was clear.
And what about credit reports? Does using BNPL affect your score?
That's a huge point right now. FICO, the company behind most credit scores people use.
Yeah.
They announced in June 2025 that they will start adding BNPL loan information to credit reports.
Ah, okay, so it will show up now.
Well, it's complicated. Affirm, one of the big ones, they already share repayment data with credit bureaus.
Mm-hmm.
But others, like Klarna and Afterpay, they're holding back a bit.
What's their argument?
They're worried that the current credit scoring models might unfairly penalize customers for using these short-term, often zero-interest loans. They argue BNPL isn't the same as traditional revolving credit, where you carry a balance month to month. They want like a separate framework.
Interesting. So the plumbing of how it fits into our financial system is still being worked out.
Very much so. It's a live issue.
Okay, so bringing it all together then, after all this, the growth, the risks, the regulation, is BNPL really the credit card killer everyone talked about?
I don't think it's quite that simple. Will it replace credit cards entirely? Probably not.
But
Right. Will it replace credit cards for certain people or for certain types of purchases? Absolutely. I think it will.
So carving out its own space rather than a total takeover.
Yeah, I think that's a better way to put it. Some BNPL bosses might dream about, the death of revolving credit, as they say. But the reality feels more nuanced. It's becoming a major payment option alongside credit cards, debit cards, cash. Another tool in the toolbox.
So we've seen BNPL just absolutely boom, right? It started simple, paying for online, now it's everywhere, offering longer loans, hitting physical stores, even paying for groceries.
Right, a super flexible option.
Right.
But we've also seen the flip side, the potential risks for borrowers, especially those with lower credit scores, the rising late payments, and the regulators definitely taking a closer look.
And the whole system is trying to figure out how to fit it in, like with credit reporting. It's really blurring the lines between simple payment plans and actual credit.
It truly is.
Which leaves us with something for you, the listener, to think about. As these BNPL options get easier and easier to use, more integrated into every checkout, how might that change your own habits? Your approach to budgeting, maybe how you think about big purchases or even small ones.
Yeah, what new financial habits might we all develop almost without noticing as this evolves? Something to definitely keep an eye on.